What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Godly Potential Trades YouTube channel. So in this video, I'm just dive right in. So I'm currently just in a position, I'm monitoring this trade. However, I want to get on here to essentially speak on, if you're anything like me, and in the mornings, market open, let's say you're in the Discord or something, you're following others and they're trading. For me, when I step onto the charts, I like to, in the background, have like some traders going, like who on YouTube going live, and I don't trade the way that they trade. However, I just like hearing in the background markets going, them talking the market talk, are they interested in sales or buys or whatever, certain levels they're watching, book map levels and things like that. However, I caught myself watching them. Let's say my setup isn't there, but they're in, right? Let's say they're like a momentum trader, right? And they're in the markets and they're winning big. And for you or for me, I'm like, oh dude, I'm missing the move, But a good reframe that I've adopted and chosen is, let's say, if you will, the market is a huge battlefield and you have your setup, your criteria for what you're looking for, and you can view that as your sector of fire, right? Let's say we're all snipers. Well, I'm a sniper as far as like what I look for, because it's real precise. And so if we're on a battlefield and you're just watching your sector, but then you hear over the radio comes across, hey, I got action, I'm going to work right now, and you hear the gunfire in the back. And so you get like, oh damn dude, fuck, I wish I had some action right now. And imagine, if you would, shift from your sector of fire towards theirs and you start shooting as well, because you can see it from where you are, but it's not your area of responsibility. And so let's say you do that. So now what you're doing is you taking shots that aren't in alignment with your rules of engagement, if you will, or your entry criteria. And let's say when you're doing that, you take a shot and you miss. Not only do you feel terrible for it, but it was quite illegal what you did in that aspect. But you can say it's illegal in terms of your trading plan, because the way that they trade is not in your trading plan if that's not your strategy. So if you just focus on your sector of fire and just acknowledge, like, okay, yeah, you know what, they got some activity within their zone, right? Otherwise, their entry criteria was set up, right? Price came into the zone that they were watching, and so they executed. And it's the same for you and I. If we're, of course, like watching other people trade, it's like, good, they're trading, they're making their money, good. We're all in the battle against this market. But this is not my setup, it's not my criteria. So I'm gonna stick with focusing on my entry triggers, the zones that I'm watching, what I'm looking for. Because when you do that, you don't feel bad. Because it's one thing to, you see them jumping in there and then you jump in and then you win and you're like, yes, I capitalized on that, yes. And that's no different than saying, let's say they're engaging, you take your eyes off your sector and help them engage and you take them out. Good, kudos to you. But that's a risky play, because if you do that and let's say you miss, you hit the wrong target or you lose the trade. Now, if you lose a trade, you feel terrible because you're like, fuck, I knew I should have took that trade. Why did I even take that? I have no back test data on that, nothing. And so you feel terrible. But let's say it's a actual battlefield situation and you take the trade and you miss, or you hit an innocent. Not only did you miss and fuck up, But they're going to ask you, why were you even engaging in that anyway? Who told you to do that? You know? But that's just the way that I look at it, and that has shifted the way that I view. So now I can see people up and not be like, oh man, fuck, I'm missing out, right? Or, or yeah, just for like, damn. Or really, you kind of like, hey, this is me just being a little open right now. I'm just being honest with you. If you see somebody who take a setup opposite of you, you're like, oh, I'm looking for long, they're looking for shorts, and then they get into a short and it fails, you kind of, or at least I would like, oh yes. It sounds fucked up. I'm like, you're glad that they lost because that confirms your bias, you know? But this view kind of helps me just looks past that and be like, nah, look, we're all in a battle against this market, but we all have different sectors of fire, different areas of responsibility, different things we're looking for, right? So yeah, that's the way that I've reframed it, and it has helped me out. Like I said, this is just my process. Hopefully it can help you, but that's been a quick little video. Stay tuned for more, but that's all for now.